So my name's Jake Waring and I'm playing the Prince and Eyes in Cinderella. Cinderella's a very different show to Brastoff. First of all, I always think about the audience first. And with Brastoff, it was predominantly an adult audience, it was an adult show. Whereas with Cinderella, you know it's going to be a family show. So you've got to approach it in a different way with the audience in mind. In terms of my personal process, it depends on who the director is, first and foremost. You sort of have to find a way to work into their process. I approach the text almost always the same, and I'll just really get familiar with it first. I like to read the play 3 or 4 times before we even hit rehearsals, just so that you know exactly what's going on. And then I do things like I break down my journey for myself throughout the play, physically and in terms of text. So rather than on the script, I'll get a new notebook and I'll just sort of jot down for myself, even if it's things like at this point you've got to pick up this cup, just so that I'm starting to get it as much as I can into my body and into my mind. In terms of how it varied from Brastoff to Cinderella, I have a lot more stage time in Cinderella, basically on stage the whole time. So whereas Brastoff, for me, it was a lot about my journey backstage as well and working out quick changes and things like that. With this, it's far more about just been about doing it. And that's what obviously rehearsals are for, but with this especially, we really had to just do it over and over again. And we were fortunate to be able to get, I think, maybe about 5 runs in before we even started the tech, which was crucial really. Working in an ensemble for me is my favourite way of working, it's amazing. So 7 amazingly talented other actors and then the whole crew as well. The hardest part of it has been some of the dialogue with us, the rats. Some of the scenes are just single words each. So when it comes to learning a monologue, you can just learn the thoughts that go through, whereas with this, you've got 7 rats plus Cinderella, all with their own thoughts that they're getting across with just single words. With that, you're really dependent on the whole ensemble doing it together and getting the rhythm of it. And that only comes through rehearsals, because early on in rehearsals, doing those scenes, the whole ensemble, we're all sort of trying to remember what our lines are and things, so it's sort of very jilted, whereas now we're sort of into the run and things, and you get the rhythm and it can really rattle along. And it's really fun when and I don't want to make it sound like it's magic, but there's this sort of, when you're all firing on all cylinders and you can just feel that everyone's all in it together, it's a really great feeling. But I think that's something you can only get from working together for a long period of time.